I signed the divorce papers with my husband's mistress sitting in our bedroom, wearing my robe. That moment broke something inside me that I didn't know could break. But it also woke something up. Something that had been sleeping for 15 years. My name is Sarah Bennett. Or it was. I'm going back to Sarah Cole now. The name my father gave me. The name that actually means something. Let me tell you how a quiet woman becomes dangerous. 3 months earlier, I was standing in our kitchen making breakfast for our triplets when Daniel walked in. He didn't kiss me good morning anymore. Hadn't in 2 years. He just grabbed his coffee and stared at his phone. Kids are asking about the beach trip, I said softly. Can't. Big investor meeting in Dubai. He didn't even look up. You promised them, Daniel. Sarah, I'm building an empire. They'll thank me later when they inherit it. Our 9-year-old daughter Emma was listening from the hallway. I saw her little face drop. She turned and walked back upstairs without saying anything. That's when I should have known. But I didn't. Not yet. Daniel Bennett was famous in Lagos. Everyone knew his face. Bennett Tech Solutions was everywhere. In newspapers, on billboards, at fancy events. And next to him always was me. The quiet wife. The one who smiled in photos and said nothing in interviews. What does your wife do? Reporters would ask. She supports me, Daniel would say, laughing. She's my peace at home. What they didn't know was that my father, Richard Cole, had given Daniel the money to start that company. $2 million. Not a loan. An investment. And with that investment came something else. Shares. 45% of the company shares. Put in my name. My father made Daniel sign papers. Serious papers. My daughter is not a decoration, my father had told him. If you ever forget that she matters, these shares will remind you. I was 23 then. I didn't understand business. I just loved Daniel. He was charming and big dreaming, and he made me feel special. I'll build something amazing for us, he'd promised. For our family. I believed him. My father died 5 years ago. Before he passed, he held my hand in the hospital. Sarah, those shares, don't forget them. When love forgets its duty, business remembers. I didn't understand what he meant. Not then. But I kept the papers. In a safe deposit box downtown. I never looked at them. Never thought about them. Until the day I found the messages. It was a Tuesday. Daniel left his iPad on the kitchen counter. It buzzed. I glanced at it, not snooping, just curious. The message preview made my stomach drop. Can't wait to see you tonight. Wear that red thing I like. T. My hands started shaking. I unlocked it. He never changed his password. It was Emma's birthday. The messages went back 8 months. Her name was Tiffany Ross. She worked in his company. Head of Public Relations. 28 years old. Beautiful. Confident. Everything in those messages was detailed. Intimate. Plans. Promises. Future talk. There were photos of them together at hotels I recognized. At restaurants we used to go to. One message from her said, "When are you going to leave her? I'm tired of being the secret." His response, "Soon, baby. I promise." She doesn't understand me like you do. She's just there. You're my real partner. I sat on the kitchen floor and cried silently for 20 minutes. The kids were at school. The house was empty. And I realized something horrible. I'd been erased. Slowly. Quietly. While I was making lunches and helping with homework and keeping our home running, he'd been building a whole other life. That night, he came home late. Smelled like expensive perfume. How was work? I asked, testing him. Exhausting. Meetings all day. He didn't even blink. I watched him lie to my face and something in me went cold. I didn't confront him. Not yet. Instead, I started watching. Carefully. I noticed he had new clothes. Expensive suits I didn't buy. He started going to the gym suddenly, after years of excuses. He whitened his teeth. He took calls in his car, in the driveway, before coming inside. At the kids' school play, he showed up late and left early. Emma played the lead role. She looked for him in the audience the whole time. When she came off stage, her eyes were wet. Did Daddy see me? He had an emergency, I lied, hugging her. But Daniel wasn't at an emergency. I checked his location. He shared it with me on an app for safety reasons, something he'd forgotten about. He was at a hotel bar downtown. That's when I made a decision. I called my father's old lawyer, Mr. Thompson. He was 70 now, but sharp as ever. Sarah Cole, he said warmly when I walked into his office. I haven't seen you since the funeral. What can I do for you? I need to understand something, I said quietly. The shares my father gave me. The ones in Bennett Tech. What do they actually mean? Mr. Thompson leaned back in his chair and smiled. Pull up a seat. This might take a while. He explained everything. How the company was structured. How shares worked. How voting rights worked. You own 45%, he said. Daniel owns 30%. The remaining 25% is split between early investors who are mostly silent. But here's the important part, Sarah. Your father put a clause in the original investment agreement. What clause? If Daniel ever divorces you, or if the marriage ends due to his infidelity, your shares automatically increase to 51%. Controlling interest. It was your father's way of protecting you. My heart started pounding. Are you saying? I'm saying if he cheats and you can prove it, you don't just walk away with half. You walk away with the whole company. I sat there in silence, absorbing this. Did you know about this? Mr. Thompson asked gently. No. Daniel never told me. I doubt he read the fine print. Men like him don't think they'll ever need to. I went home that day and pulled out those papers from the safe deposit box. I read every single page. For the first time in 15 years, I actually looked at what my father had given me. It wasn't just money. It was power. And Daniel had no idea. For 2 more months, I played the perfect wife. I smiled. I cooked. I asked about his day. I pretended I didn't know anything. But behind the scenes, I was preparing. I hired a private investigator. I needed evidence. Real evidence. Photos, timestamps, hotel receipts, everything. It took 3 weeks. The investigator handed me a folder so thick I almost couldn't lift it. Inside were photos of Daniel and Tiffany. At dinners. At hotels. Getting into cars together. Kissing in parking lots. There were bank statements too. He'd been paying for her apartment. Buying her gifts. Using company money, which was also my money, to fund his affair. This is more than enough for any court, the investigator said. I thanked him and went home. That night, I watched Daniel sleep. He looked peaceful. Comfortable. Like a man with no worries. I wondered if he ever thought about me. About the kids. About the 15 years I'd given him. Probably not. The next morning, I called a board meeting. Quietly. I reached out to the other shareholders. The silent ones. I introduced myself properly for the first time. I sent them financial reports showing how Daniel had been mismanaging funds. How company money was being spent on personal expenses. They were concerned. Very concerned. We didn't know you were involved in the business, Mrs. Bennett, one of them said. I wasn't, I replied. But I'm a shareholder. And I think it's time I started paying attention. They agreed to meet. I also contacted a divorce lawyer. Not just any lawyer. The best in Lagos. Maria Santos. She was famous for destroying cheating husbands in court. "Tell me everything," she said when we met. I did. When I finished, she smiled. It wasn't a kind smile. It was the smile of a hunter who just spotted prey. "Sarah, by the time I'm done, he won't even have his car." "I don't want revenge," I said quietly. "I want justice." "Good," she said. "Because justice is so much more satisfying." Everything was ready. The evidence. The lawyers. The board meeting scheduled. I just needed one more thing. I needed him to show me, one last time, who he really was. So I set a trap. I told Daniel I wanted to renew our vows. That I felt like we'd grown distant and I wanted to reconnect. He looked uncomfortable. "Sarah, we're busy right now. Maybe next year." "It would mean a lot to me," I pressed. "Just a small ceremony. Close friends. The kids would love it." He sighed. "Fine. We'll plan something." But he didn't plan anything. Instead, he told Tiffany he was finally going to ask for a divorce. I know because the investigator was still watching. 2 weeks later, Daniel came home with papers. Divorce papers. "Sarah, we need to talk." I was in the living room with the kids. They were doing homework. I sent them upstairs. Emma looked scared. "Mommy." "It's okay, baby. Daddy and I just need to talk." When they left, Daniel sat down across from me. "I'm not happy," he said. Direct. Cold. "I haven't been happy for a long time. I think we should end this." "End this," I repeated slowly. "The marriage. I'll be fair. You'll get the house, child support. I'll make sure you're comfortable." "Comfortable," I said. He nodded, like he was doing me a favor. "Is there someone else?" I asked even though I knew. He hesitated, then nodded. "Yes. Her name is Tiffany. She works with me. She understands my world. The business world. You were never really interested in that stuff." "I see. You're a great mom," he added. "This isn't about you being a bad person. We just grew apart." I looked at him. Really looked at him. This man I'd loved since I was 22. This man I'd built a life with. Given 3 children to. "Okay," I said quietly. He blinked. "Okay. I'll sign the papers. When do you need them?" He looked surprised. Relieved. "Really? Just like that?" "Just like that." That's when I saw it. The disrespect. He actually looked happy. Like he'd dodged a bullet. Like I was making his life easier by being quiet and agreeable. "Thank you, Sarah. I knew you'd understand. You've always been so reasonable." Reasonable. That word made me want to scream. But I didn't. I smiled. "When should I sign?" "I'll have my lawyer send them over tomorrow." The next evening, Daniel brought Tiffany to our house. Our house. She walked in wearing designer clothes and expensive perfume. She looked around like she was measuring curtains. "Sarah," she said, extending her hand. "I've heard so much about you." I stared at her hand. Didn't take it. Daniel looked uncomfortable. "Tiffany wanted to meet you. She thought it would be better if we were all civil." "Civil," I repeated. "For the kids," Tiffany added, smiling. "I want them to know I'm not trying to replace you." My hands clenched into fists under the table. That's when she walked into my bedroom, opened my closet, pulled out my robe, the silk one Daniel bought me for our 10th anniversary, and put it on. "This is nice," she said. "Mind if I keep it? I'll be spending time here anyway once things are settled." Daniel didn't stop her. He just stood there. And I knew. This wasn't just about the affair. This was about erasing me. Replacing me. Making me disappear from my own life. "Shall we sign?" Daniel's lawyer appeared from the hallway. He'd been waiting in the car. They put the papers on the dining table. The same table where we'd had 15 years of family dinners. I picked up the pen. Daniel and Tiffany watched. And I signed. My signature was steady. "Come." "Thank you," Daniel said, actually smiling. "This will be better for everyone." I put the pen down and looked at him. "You're right," I said quietly. "This will be better. For me especially." He frowned. "What?" "The board meeting is tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. You should be there." "What board meeting?" "The one I called. As a majority shareholder." His face went white. "What are you talking about? Did you ever actually read the investment agreement my father made you sign?" The lawyer next to him suddenly looked nervous. "Sarah, what did you do?" "I didn't do anything," I said calmly. "You did. You cheated. You stole. You abandoned your family. And according to the contract you signed, that has consequences." "What consequences?" I smiled. For the first time in months, I really smiled. "Come to the meeting. You'll see." Daniel didn't sleep that night. I know because I heard him pacing downstairs, making phone calls, his voice getting louder and more desperate with each conversation. I slept perfectly. The next morning, I woke up early. I put on my best dress. Not the quiet, soft colors I usually wore. A sharp black suit. Red lipstick. My mother's pearl earrings. I looked in the mirror and barely recognized myself. The kids were still sleeping. I kissed each of them on the forehead before I left. "Mommy," Emma whispered, half awake. "Where are you going?" "To fix something important, baby. I'll be back soon." "Is Daddy leaving us?" My heart cracked. She'd heard more than I thought. "Daddy made some bad choices," I said gently. "But you three are my whole world. Nothing will change that. I promise." She hugged me tight. "I love you, Mommy." "I love you more." The board meeting was at Bennett Tech headquarters. The building Daniel always called his building. The one with his name on it. Not for much longer. Mr. Thompson met me in the lobby. He was carrying 3 briefcases. "Ready?" he asked. "More than ready." We walked into the conference room together. 7 people were already seated. The other shareholders. Silent investors who'd never attended a meeting before. But I'd called each one personally. Explained what was happening. Showed them the evidence. They were angry. Very angry. Daniel walked in 10 minutes late. He looked terrible. Dark circles under his eyes. Wrinkled shirt. Tiffany was with him, of course. She wore a tight red dress and walked like she owned the place. "What is this?" Daniel demanded, staring at me. "A board meeting," I said calmly. "Please sit down." "Sarah, stop this. Whatever you think you're doing. Sit down." Something in my voice made him freeze. Maybe he finally saw it. The change. The steel underneath the softness. He sat. Tiffany sat next to him, looking confused. Mr. Thompson stood up. "Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming on short notice. We're here today to address serious concerns regarding the management and financial conduct of Bennett Tech Solutions." Daniel's face went red. "This is ridiculous. I built this company from nothing." "Actually," Mr. Thompson interrupted, "you built it with $2 million from Richard Cole, Sarah's father, in exchange for equity. Equity that was very specifically structured." He opened the first briefcase and started passing out documents. "What you're looking at is the original investment agreement. Signed 15 years ago. Page 7, Clause 12. I'll read it aloud for clarity." The room went silent. In the event that the marriage between Sarah Cole and Daniel Bennett ends due to infidelity on the part of Daniel Bennett, or if Daniel Bennett engages in conduct that violates the fiduciary duty to the company or its shareholders, Sarah Cole's equity share shall automatically increase from 45% to 51%, granting her majority control. Daniel's lawyer, the same one from last night, looked like he might throw up. That's not. I mean, we'd have to prove infidelity, Daniel stammered. Oh, we can prove it, I said quietly. Mr. Thompson opened the second briefcase. Photos spilled across the table. Daniel and Tiffany at hotels, kissing in his car, entering her apartment together at midnight. Tiffany gasped. Those are private. Nothing is private when you use company funds, Mr. Thompson said coldly. He pulled out bank statements. Daniel Bennett has spent over 300,000 naira of company money on personal expenses. Hotel rooms, jewelry, rent for Miss Ross's apartment, expensive dinners, all coded as business expenses. The other shareholders started whispering. That's theft, one of them said. Actually, it's embezzlement, Mr. Thompson corrected. Which is worse? Daniel stood up. This is a setup. Sarah is trying to steal my company. Your company? I finally spoke. My voice was quiet, but it cut through his shouting like a knife. Your company, Daniel? I stood up slowly. Let me tell you about your company. When you came to my father 15 years ago, you had nothing. A dream and a PowerPoint presentation. My father believed in you. He gave you money when no bank would. He gave you connections. He introduced you to his business partners. And he gave you one condition. Respect his daughter. I walked around the table toward him. I sat next to you every night while you built this business. I listened to your ideas. I made notes. I introduced you to people at dinner parties. When you were stressed, I held you. When you doubted yourself, I believed in you. I raised our children alone while you worked 18-hour days. I made our home a place you could rest. I was your partner. My voice wasn't shaking anymore. It was strong, clear. And you erased me. You told everyone you built this alone. You treated me like furniture, like I was just there taking up space. You looked reporters in the eye and said I supported you, like that's all I was worth. Daniel's mouth opened but nothing came out. You want to know what the worst part is? I continued. It's not even the cheating. It's that you brought her into my home, into the bedroom where our children were born. You let her wear my robe. You let her walk through rooms where my babies take their first steps and learn to read and have nightmares, and you acted like I was the problem for existing. Tiffany was crying now, mascara running down her face. I didn't know he was still married, she whispered. He told me you were separated, that you agreed. He lied to you too, I said not unkindly. That's what he does. I turned back to Daniel. The company's name is changing. Effective immediately. It's now Cole Industries. After my father. The man who actually built this. You can't do that, Daniel said desperately. I have 51%. I can do whatever I want. Mr. Thompson stepped forward. Daniel Bennett, you are hereby removed as CEO. The board will vote on new leadership within 30 days. Until then, Sarah Cole will serve as interim chairwoman. This is insane, Daniel shouted. I'll fight this. I'll sue. You'll lose, Mr. Thompson said simply. We have evidence of embezzlement, breach of fiduciary duty, and violation of your contract. If you fight this, we'll file criminal charges. You could go to prison. The room went dead silent. Daniel looked around the table. At the other shareholders. They all avoided his eyes. He'd burned every bridge. Insulted them for years. Made decisions without consulting them. Used their money like it was his personal bank account. Nobody was going to help him. Sarah, he said, his voice breaking. Please. Don't do this. The kids. Don't you dare talk about our kids, I said, ice in my voice. You abandoned them. Emma cried herself to sleep 3 nights last week because you missed her birthday party. You forgot. You were with her. I pointed at Tiffany. James asked me why Daddy doesn't play with him anymore. And little Sophie? She draws pictures of our family and you're not in them anymore, Daniel. She stopped including you because you're never there. His face crumbled. You did this, I said. Not me. You chose this. And now you get to live with it. I turned to the board. All in favor of removing Daniel Bennett as CEO? 7 hands went up, including mine. Motion passes. Daniel just stood there, frozen, like his brain couldn't process what was happening. Security will escort you out, I said. You have 1 hour to clear your office. Don't take anything that belongs to the company. Sarah. My name is Mrs. Cole now. Sarah Cole. And you need to leave my building. 2 security guards appeared. They'd been waiting outside. Daniel looked at them, then at me. For a second, I saw something in his eyes. Maybe regret. Maybe just shock. But I felt nothing. He'd killed whatever love I had for him months ago. This was just the funeral. They escorted him out. Tiffany followed, still crying. When the door closed, I sat down. My hands were shaking now. Adrenaline. Well done, Mr. Thompson said quietly. Your father would be proud. I nodded. Couldn't speak. Too much emotion. The other shareholders came up one by one. Shook my hand. Congratulated me. We should have paid attention sooner, one said. We're sorry. It's not your fault, I replied. But it won't happen again. When everyone left, I sat alone in the conference room. In the chair at the head of the table. Daniel's old chair. It felt right. My phone buzzed. A text from Daniel. You destroyed me. I hope you're happy. I typed back slowly. No. You destroyed yourself. I just made sure you faced the consequences. I blocked his number. The next week was chaos. The media found out. Headlines everywhere. Bennett Tech CEO ousted in shocking board coup. Wife takes control after affair scandal. From housewife to chairwoman. The Sarah Cole story. Reporters called constantly. I ignored most of them. But I did one interview. Just one. With the same reporter who'd asked Daniel years ago what I did. She remembered me. Mrs. Cole, she said carefully. Or should I say, Chairwoman Cole. This is quite a transformation. Not really, I said. I've always been this person. People just weren't paying attention. What would you say to other women in similar situations? I thought about that. I'd say your silence isn't weakness. Sometimes it's strategy. And when you're ready, when you have all your pieces in place, you move. Not with anger. With precision. What about Daniel? Will you reconcile? No. That part of my life is over. And Tiffany Ross? I paused. She lost her job. She lost her reputation. And she learned an important lesson. When a man cheats with you, he'll cheat on you. She's young. Hopefully she'll make better choices. The interview went viral. Women everywhere started sharing it. Posting about it. Calling me inspiring. I didn't feel inspiring. I felt tired. But I also felt free. At home, things were different. The kids adjusted slowly. Emma was angry at her father. James was confused. Sophie was too young to really understand. Is Daddy coming back? Sophie asked one night. Daddy will visit, I promised. But he won't live here anymore. Because he was bad? Because grown-ups sometimes make mistakes. And sometimes those mistakes mean things have to change. She thought about that. Are you sad, Mommy? Sometimes, I admitted. But I'm also okay. We're going to be okay. She hugged me. I love you, Mommy. I love you more, sweet girl. Daniel tried to see the kids. I didn't stop him. Whatever he did to me, they were still his children. But he'd missed so much. They were awkward around him now. Distant. The first visit, he took them to the park. They came back 2 hours later. How was it? I asked. Emma shrugged. He spent the whole time on his phone. With his lawyer. My heart broke for them. But I couldn't fix this. He had to. Months passed. Coal industries thrived. I hired new people. Cleaned up the finances. Made real changes. Turns out, I was good at this. Really good. My father always said I had his head for business. I just never believed it. But he was right. Daniel tried to start a new company. It failed within 6 months. Nobody wanted to invest in a man known for embezzlement and betrayal. Tiffany moved to Abuja. I heard through mutual friends that she was engaged to someone else. Some banker. I hoped she learned something from our disaster. 1 year after the board meeting, I stood on the roof of our building. Coal industries was expanding. New offices. New contracts. We doubled our revenue. My phone rang. Unknown number. Hello. Sarah. Daniel's voice. Broken. Small. What do you want? I wanted to say I'm sorry. For everything. You were right. I destroyed everything good in my life. I looked out at the city. The sun was setting. Orange and pink sky. Okay, I said. Okay. That's it. What do you want me to say, Daniel? That I forgive you? I don't. That I hate you? I don't. You're just someone I used to know. Someone who taught me an important lesson. What lesson? That quiet doesn't mean weak. That being kind doesn't mean being stupid. And that the people who underestimate you give you the biggest advantage. Silence on the other end. The kids ask about you, I added. You should call them more. Be present. Even if we're not together, they deserve a father. I know. I will. I promise. Don't promise. Just do it. I hung up. 2 years later, I was sitting in my office when Mr. Thompson walked in. I have something for you, he said. He handed me a folder. Inside was a letter. From my father. Written before he died but sealed with instructions not to open it until 2 years after his death. My hands shook as I read it. My dearest Sarah, if you're reading this, it means I'm gone. And it probably means something went wrong with Daniel. I saw the warning signs. The way he looked at you changed over the years. The way he talked about the business like it was only his. The way he forgot to notice you. I didn't give you those shares because I didn't trust him. I gave them to you because I always believed in you. You're smarter than you think. Stronger than you know. And when the time came, I knew you'd do what needed to be done. Don't feel guilty. Don't second-guess yourself. Protecting yourself and your children isn't cruel. It's necessary. I'm proud of you. I was always proud of you. Now go build something amazing. Not for him. Not for anyone else. For you. Love always. Dad. I cried. For the first time since everything happened, I really cried. But they weren't sad tears. They were grateful ones. My father had seen me. Really seen me. When nobody else did. And he'd given me the tools to save myself. Mr. Thompson handed me a tissue. He was a wise man. The wisest, I agreed. That evening, I picked up the kids from school. Emma was 13 now. James was 12. Sophie was 11. They were growing up so fast. Mom, Emma said in the car, I want to study business. Like you and Grandpa. My heart swelled. Yeah. I want to be like you. Strong and smart. Someone people respect. I looked at her in the rearview mirror. My brave girl. You already are. I said. But I'll help you get even better. James piped up from the back. Can I work at coal industries when I'm older? If you earn it, I said. No free rides. Deal. Sophie was quiet. She was the sensitive one. What about you, baby? I asked. What do you want to be? She thought for a moment. I want to help people who are sad. Like you were when Daddy left. My throat tightened. That's beautiful, Sophie. You're not sad anymore, right, Mommy? I smiled. A real smile. No, baby. I'm not sad anymore. And I wasn't. For the first time in years, I felt whole. Complete. Like I'd finally stepped into the life I was supposed to have. Not as someone's wife. Not as someone's shadow. As myself. Sarah Cole. Chairwoman. Mother. Survivor. The woman who turned silence into power. The woman who proved that being underestimated is the greatest weapon you can have. Daniel texted me one last time, 3 years after everything fell apart. I saw the Forbes article. Congratulations. You really did it. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed back. No. We didn't do it. I did. And that's the difference. I didn't wait for a response. Just put my phone down and went back to work. Because I had a company to run. Kids to raise. A legacy to build. And absolutely no time for ghosts from my past. The quiet woman wasn't quiet anymore. She was roaring. And the whole world was listening. The end.